Today on Drawbli, Abby is drawing.
Aaron Keefe.
Click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And comment below with other ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
So, for those that don't know, who is Erin Keefe?
She is a very funny woman who is on a podcast that we listen to that you introduced me to called Hey Riddle Riddle.
Yeah.
It's very funny. It's three improvisers, thank you, who solve riddles on their podcast and do little improvised audio-only improv comedy sketches.
Yeah, so Hey Riddle Riddle, it's a podcast that I've listened to for a long time. She somewhat recently started another new podcast called Sitcom D&D that is also, from what I have heard, very good. I have only listened to a few minutes of it, haven't had time to give it a full listen yet, but I'm a big fan of Hey Riddle Riddle and Erin Keefe.
Yes, she is very, very funny. She's very light. I like her, her humor, her, I don't know, whatever she takes to whatever she is. It's all very lighthearted, and it's really fun to listen to.
Yes, this is the episode where we wax eloquently for 10 whole minutes about Erin Keefe, and then we send this to her, and she can play it in front of the other two hosts.
Right as I completely botch her nose right in front of her, and her mouth. Just like, look, she's going to be like, oh, great. If that. It'd be cool if she saw this, though, and was like, oh, that's me. That's a great picture of me. I bet she likes that picture because it came up first in a Google image search.
Well, if Erin, if you are watching this, I want you to know that Abby absolutely adores you. She thinks that you are highly underrated in Hey Riddle Riddle.
Who's underrating her? Is that like an inside joke or something from the podcast?
It is an inside.
Because she's not underrated.
She's underappreciated is the joke.
Gotcha.
She always needs to be appreciated.
She
more.
does. She does.
So, what exactly drew you into this image?
Oh, what drew me into using this image?
Yeah, it's a really cool photo.
It is a cool photo, and there's actually not very many photos of Erin Keefe. So actually, maybe she doesn't even want me to do this. Oh no! But it was one of the only ones with like just her in it, and her expression here is really cool from just a learning to sketch expression standpoint.
Yeah, it is cool.
And I remember.
A lot of emotion.
I also really wanted to practice hands. I always want to practice hands.
It's a very tough hand pose.
And it is a tough hand pose. And I erase and erase and erase and redraw many, many, many times for this seemingly very simple piece of art. It took me a very long time, probably several hours, to get to a simple
There is nothing
standpoint.
simple about faces at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They are always hard, no matter how seemingly simple they feel at first. I love what you were doing with that brush at first. It was, very wide when you stroke, I think it was up and down, and then a little more narrow side to side. I have a brush like that. You might be using the same brush. I think
Maybe.
It's from my Line Decker brush set.
Oh, mine is from the Procreate brush set.
Oh, just a default brush.
Just a default brush. I have very few non-default brushes, and most of them I've forgotten that I have because I downloaded them when I thought that sounded like fun, and don't very much use because I like the default ones pretty well. Although it'd be really fun to try some of your Line Decker brushes.
Why did you delete your undersketch there? It looks like you've deleted everything.
Despondency, I guess. I was just ready. I decided that was a sketch, and this was the serious attempt. Although, truth be told, I've heard it said, stick with your original sketch. It's the best one.
Oh, really?
No. I don't know.
I at least keep it on faded, slightly in the background to use as a guide for proportions and just figuring things out even more. I find it at least to be a little helpful in that regard.
No, I don't know. Maybe I had to take another antihistamine. Sometimes I have to take antihistamines for allergic reactions.
Makes you a little loopy sometimes.
And different things happen with my art then. Usually things get a little sloppy.
That is fair. So I love Hey Riddle Riddle. I didn't know that you listened to Hey Riddle Riddle that often. Enough to want to draw one of the hosts? Wow.
Yeah. Well, I like it. It's a great show to put on in the car because I only have a very short commute now to work. It's about 10, 12 minutes. So it's not enough time to get into a full story. So a podcast of improv where they're just doing little bits and riffing is just perfect. So that's what I do is I listen to that and enjoy it.
Well, I would say what we do here almost feels a little more like a podcast than anything else.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you, and it just has a visual element to it. But honestly, if somebody's sitting here listening and doesn't even know what's happening on screen, you're missing the best part. No, just kidding. This might...
Give us a little bit before you're missing the best part. Because the whole point here is that we are learning to draw. And that's the whole point of Drawbli.
Although I feel like with all my little edits on this piece, I redrew everything so often that you could very well be missing the best part. Like, this could be the iteration that was the good one, and I was just like... Let me change everything.
We need to get you to stop erasing. We should do a challenge where you're not allowed to erase.
Oh my gosh, we should.
At least not entirely, because you do have some good stuff that you'll create, and then you'll just completely scrub it out in one decision. Instead of doing that, maybe do it on like a separate layer, like that mouth. That mouth was, it might not have been perfect, but you could have at least used some of that mouth.
That's true. Oh, look at those little eyes.
Wow, those eyes are just going all over. And just a little eyebrow raise. Hey.
Hey.
I love it.
Yeah, me too. It's really fun to work on. This is when I worked on this when we were trying a new coffee shop. And we went to this really cool little coffee shop locally that we'd never been to.
Yeah, I did like that place a lot.
And the lady that owned it was super nice. Yeah. She was so tickled to have us just in there, like, drawing. She did a lot herself that was very artistic in a different way. She took interns on, and they reupholstered furniture and sold that. They had a lot of art for sale in the coffee shop and homemade goods and designed goods.
Do you remember the name of the coffee shop?
Rooster something,
just south of the river from Cincinnati, Ohio, in Covington.
Yeah.
I'll look it up real quick.
Okay.
Because we should give them a shout out.
Yeah,
it's such a nice place. Nice.
She went and got us tables to use because they were doing whatever they called it. They were redoing a lot of their interior decorating or something. So a lot of the normal tables were actually in use with the stuff they had down. Because it was like a slow day. They weren't expecting a lot of people to sit inside right then on that particular day.
Yes, it was called the Roost Latonia.
Roost Latonia.
Really, really nice place.
Yeah.
We'll definitely go back some point in the future.
Definitely a cool hub for the area, which she said was very badly needed in that area for that community. So that's awesome that she stepped up to provide that. I love people that get involved in their communities and really try to make them a better place in some way, a significant way like that. I think that's really cool.
She tried to convince us to do a live show of some kind, either there or somewhere else. And we were just like, maybe you haven't seen our art yet, so
maybe take a look first.
Yeah, maybe you should look first, and also give us just, the whole point is that we're learning, and we're still in those early stages.
Right, like, come listen to us talk about learning. I mean, a lot of people might like to commiserate.
Yeah, misery loves. Yeah. Bad art loves company.
But that would be fun someday, just to be in our community in that way. I had a nurse once that I was working with tell me that we should do something like that too. She said we should.
I would love to.
Our art to the masses.
Yeah. Well, hey, it turns out that the biggest bar in the world is right here online. So why go to a physical bar when we got the YouTube.com?
The YouTube.com. Welcome to it. If you've never been on it before, you're in for a treat.
I think your lines that you create are so cool. You get so much flow and rhythm in there.
Thank you. That's something I want to really deepen my practice on, as we would say in the yoga world.
Lean into your strengths more. I really like what you do there.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, really heighten your awareness of your own comfort zone, master your comfort zone, and then step outside of your comfort zone.
Are you putting a phone in her hand, by the way?
I think she's holding one.
She super isn't.
No, you gotta look. Look, she's holding something in her hand.
I don't believe she's holding anything.
Which one of us studied the reference image in depth for very long? Me.
Yeah. But I saw that you drew something in her hand, and I thought, oh, that looks like a phone that you drew.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at the image. I was like, I don't think she's actually holding anything. Maybe it's back in the days of flip phones.
Well, I also figure since she does improv, she could just be holding anything and putting on a concerned expression.
Could be a stone, yeah.
It could be literally a rock, and she's just like, oh no, my grandfather.
Well, hey, I really love your Aaron Keefe painting here. Beautiful illustration. Love that green earring.
Thanks.
A lot of the time you get discouraged when you start painting your lines and feel like you don't do a good job. How do you feel like you did here? Oh, panic.
I could have done better.
Oh, what? I think this looks awesome. I think
Thanks.
this looks really, really good.
Thank
I
you.
think the hair is like one of the coolest parts.
I had fun with the hair. I liked making it kind of purple.
It is, yeah, it's got a little bit of saturation in there.
Yeah.
Really awesome job. Well,
Thank
hey,
you.
click that subscribe button if you guys want to see us paint more Aaron Keefes in the future.
And comment below with other ideas of Aaron Keefes we can do to improve our art.
And this is the part where we say
Aaron Keefe.
Aaron Keefe.
That is on the JPEG.
Oh, I thought there was... I just reached up and wiped what I thought was a bug off the screen or something. Nope, it's on the image.
We'll change it, maybe. I knew you were going to see that.